Hi, sweet friend. Welcome to Watercolor Happy Hour. This is our live streamed show where we share with you how to make a cocktail and then how to paint it with watercolors. My name is Volta Voloshin Smith. I'm the artist behind Color Snack, and this is my husband, Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And today we'll be making a very fun cocktail.
Yes.
Yeah. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. Do you want to have the honors of saying it? Because it's so fun to say.
Rhubarb-arita.
Rhubarb-arita.
Making a Rhubarb-arita.
Rhubarb-arita.
Very excited.
Rhubarb-arita. Little Rhubarb-arita. And if you're not familiar with rhubarb, it is in season right now, and you're actually able to find it in some places. If you've watched any video on rhubarb, everybody loves to say, it's not related to celery. And that's because it's not related to celery. Yes, I will be using that later. Thank you, my lovely assistant. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But it does smell like celery, though.
It does smell. It doesn't taste like celery. It doesn't taste anything like celery. It tastes like a sweet, but with a little bit of earthiness and complexity, and one of those things that as we get older and more adulty, we tend to like stuff that's not just sweet. Yeah, I'm young at heart. I love sugary things, but I also love stuff that has a little bit of, subtlety, bitterness, or vegetalness, or whatever. Just something different. I like to mix it up. Rhubarb is a great, I guess like
flavor profile.
Yeah, I don't know the right word for it because it's still sweet. It's still good, but it adds a bit of maturity.
Yeah.
To like a strawberry pie. You classic pairing a strawberry rhubarb pie. And because this is in season right now in Texas, at least, we tried to make a cocktail with it. And what we settled on was one, because it's delicious, but two, because the name is amazing, Rhubarb-arita. And we start, yes. Nobody.
Hello, everyone.
Yes. Oh, hey, guys. Hey, yes. Okay. Oh, buongiorno. I couldn't read what Gerald was saying there. I thought it said like Bunahagen. I thought he was speaking German.
Oh, okay.
Hi, David. Hi, Gabe. Hi, Yolanda. Hey, Asher. Yes, and yes, tarts. Rhubarb tarts are excellent. I saw Gordon Ramsay did a rhubarb tart where he just like put the raw rhubarb on puff pastry and baked it.
That doesn't. I don't think that'll work because you have to.
It doesn't track.
Pre-roast. I'm not saying Gordon Ramsay is wrong, but I'm just saying that like you need to roast your rhubarb.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not gonna. We need to test this out. But something tells me that it needs to be roasted first.
Yeah. I feel like you need to pre-cook it a little bit because puff pastry is going to cook way before rhubarb. Yeah. But to each their own. Speaking of which, a little heads up on rhubarb. The way that we made this syrup, if you've seen any of our other episodes, it's the same as basically all of the syrups. Equal parts by weight, water and granulated sugar, plus a healthy amount of whatever fruit you want to put in it. Mm-hmm. We threw some lemon zest in this to give it a little bit of acidity, but it is still sweet, rhubarby, and this beautiful pink color. If you haven't done that yet, well, you could just throw some in the microwave with sugar and water in the same proportions, and it'd probably give you 5 minutes. You'd probably have the syrup in like 5 minutes. I will say don't overcook it because it will end up in a compote, which is a good thing in its own right, but you're going to have a hard time separating the liquid from the rhubarb if it cooks down too much and just separates and turns into a mush. Yes, a compote is a fancy way of saying mush.
And fun thing, compote in Russian means fruit juice.
Fruit juice.
Or like juice that you make out of boiling fruits.
Ah, well,
what would you guys call it?
Well, are you separating it?
Oh yeah. You would like strain it. Yeah. You wouldn't drink the fruit bits. It's like making soup but with fruit.
So we'd have the compote. We'd have Gabe. Everyone's saying hello to everybody. Yes, Gordon probably did it with a lot of anger and frustration. He just yelled at the rhubarb.
And
he was
it
like,
cooked and it
"You
burst."
donkey! Get your stuff together. What are you, an idiot sandwich?"
Okay.
And it cooked. Now I'm completely lost track of what
We're
I was
talking
saying.
about compote
Yeah.
and
Okay.
fruit soup.
We would call the stuff that was cooked, the cooked fruit, a compote, and the liquid left over a cordial
Ah, okay.
or a syrup.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, it seems like it's the opposite.
Oh, Asher says melon soups are dope. Now I'm curious. That sounds really good.
That does sound good.
Like a melon, like a soup inside of a melon, or a soup out of a melon. I'm down to try both
Yes,
ways.
I like
Or-
savory fruit
Or there's
stuff.
like another way. Yeah.
Why not both? You could scoop out the melon and then make the soup in the melon.
Yeah. Oh, I have to look this up. Asher,
Mush.
if you have a recipe, please drop the link. I'm so curious.
Yes, I'm interested in it. Oh, I guess we actually need to make a cocktail. We've just been chatting and chatting.
Yeah, make a cocktail.
Okay, so we got a big bunch of rhubarb. It was at Walmart of all places. Normally this stuff
Yeah, you
is
guys,
not at
Walmart has a rhubarb.
Who knew? Who knew? But yeah, so like I said, we made a syrup with it, and kind of the reason why we're goofing off is this is a very simple cocktail to make. It is just a margarita, and instead of regular simple syrup, we are using rhubarb syrup. That's it. I will say we are using a super juice, lime super juice. We do need to do an episode on our super juice technique. That kind of made the rounds on the internet a year ago, but
Yeah.
it's nice to have it.
But if
Let's
people
get
don't
this.
have this super juice, what would they use?
Lime juice.
Lime
Tastes the
juice.
same.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes exactly like
Tastes
lime
exactly
juice.
like lime juice.
It's just easier. So, making a cocktail. Soup smoothie, a lemon smoothie. All right, so let's get this guy rocking and rolling.
Oh, Steven, that's a great idea. Cutting a melon in half and scooping out and making a fruit smoothie. Yes.
Oh, do you remember that time for like a year and a half? Maybe not a year, for like 6 months when people were making smoothie bowls?
Yeah, I think people still make them.
That's still
sometimes.
a thing?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, why not? I prefer it. I prefer consuming anything with a spoon in a bowl than through a straw because it's going to take longer to eat it.
Yeah.
But yes. Oh, ingredients. 1 ounce of tequila. And one of the things that you'll see me do, I don't like to use a lot of expensive niche specialty ingredients. So if I'm doing something like, I made this really fancy syrup, I'm going to use a middle of the road, like I think this is a Total Wine and More house brand tequila, Legato. I don't know if you can find it at your place, but Cuervo's fine too. And instead of using like Cointreau or Grand Marnier, which will make this taste better, I'm using just a generic triple sec and a half ounce of that. It's also nice to have a little simpler flavor because that kind of lets the rhubarb shine through a bit more too. But also, this bottle probably costs $10. Cointreau is going to cost $40.
Oh, look at me highlighting comments.
Oh, you can highlight comments?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Nice. Look, we're like
there's that
real
recipe.
streamers.
Asher shared a recipe, chilled cucumber melon soup. Oh, that sounds
Ooh.
really good, especially right now because it's getting so hot here in Texas.
Thank you, Asher.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so just the standard proportions of a margarita: 1 ounce of tequila, half ounce, 15 mLs of triple sec or some orange liqueur, ounce of citrus, ounce of syrup. That's the standard ratio of almost any margarita that you find. And instead of using simple syrup, we're using an ounce of this rhubarb syrup. And it's going to make it a pretty pink color.
Also, unrelated, don't these look like duck feet?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I should say, because there was some lemon in that already, and I don't want to color it too much to remove that pink rhubarb color. I'm only going to use about a half an ounce of syrup. But that's it. That's all that's required for this cocktail.
Do you need to shake it?
I will shake it, but
is margarita shaken, not stirred?
Yes.
Or Rhubarb-arita.
Yes, for our Rhubarb-arita, it is shaken, not stirred. Which, by the way, is such a silly thing.
Yeah.
Martini is so much better stirred.
Stir it, not shake it.
Yeah, you shake it, you get all those little ice chips in it.
I kind of like the ice chips, to be honest.
Yeah, some people, you like what you like.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna gatekeep.
Yeah.
But we do want to get a little bit of salt around the rim, because what kind of margarita doesn't have salt? But you have to do that before you pour the stuff in. And then now we shake. And this is a dirty pour. I'm just beating up the ice really more than anything because it's going to go in that glass.
This glass.
You going to paint with those too?
I'm going to paint with these. Stay tuned, guys. I will be painting with my duck arms. Watch me paint a cocktail.
There we go, nice and frothy, fill it to the brim.
Oh, you gotta show how to make the garnish.
Last but not least is the fancy schmancy garnish. Now you want to find a kind of flat piece of rhubarb. You don't want a lot of curvature on it. I'm gonna rinse it off real quick because I don't know if we wash these.
No. Yeah.
We did wash the ones that we cooked with.
Yeah. Definitely wash your rhubarb before you consume it. Also, I do want to mention that if you hate celery, for example, if you're like me, it is an alarming smell because it smells just like celery. But they're not related, and it does not taste or smell like celery once it's roasted and cooked. So,
yes.
Fun fact. Also, rhubarb is very high in anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, something. It's like good for your health or something.
But it is also high in oxalic acid. So
which is not good for your health.
Yes. So if you have kidney problems, stay away from rhubarb. And absolutely, whatever you do, don't eat the leaves of rhubarb. So the oxalic acid is primarily contained in the leaves. Don't eat them. They will make you nauseous and possibly give you kidney damage.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All around a bad time.
But the rest
of the stalk is fine. There's plenty of things where you can eat one part of the plant and not the other.
It's very strange, but it's true. Yeah. All right. So how do you do this?
Yeah. So the first one, you're just gonna scrape off the gunk. There's gonna be a few swipes of this peeler. It's making a mess. So there's gonna be a few where you just get a bunch of like goop and red dye getting all over and staining everything.
Oh, it does stain? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, when you cut into it.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to do is get a flat piece worn down enough so that almost there.
Oh, you're using like potato peeler?
Yeah. So now, there we go. We've gotten this piece worn down, so we should, there it is.
Yeah, oh, that's so cool.
Get a nice ribbon of rhubarb ribbon.
Kind of looks like bacon if you, from far away, but it's definitely not bacon.
Definitely not bacon. So we're going to take that.
Better than bacon, it's rhubarb.
And you want to have it be big enough that it's not going to break. So we're doing a fan fold, equal parts, and we don't want to snap our little ribbon barb here. And then we just jab it right through. And boom, there you go. And then stretch.
That's so cool. You could do that with a carrot too, right?
You could, but a carrot
it will snap.
Yeah, a carrot would probably snap.
Okay.
Can't make any guarantees. Maybe if you like microwaved it for a little bit, it could work, but I'm not 100% confident. And then you just
that's so pretty.
lay it on there, and you have a rutabaga.
Rhubarb, not rutabaga.
Rhubarb-arita. I keep saying rutabaga because I'm trying to multitask and failing miserably at it. Somebody say bacon.
Oh, it's really good.
Yes, I think you just got all the salt though.
No, it is overflowing, but
the cup overfloweth.
Oh, it's so good. I wish I could describe the flavor, but it's like a hint of rhubarb. It's like a very nice margarita.
Painting with not celery. I like it. Well, thank you guys for all the comments. Oh, yeah. See, it's hot everywhere right now. It's hot and it's all like that. Oh, is this your way of painting with?
Yeah, I'm gonna paint with these little guys.
With those little guys. I want to see it. I'll see it to believe it. All right, so now I get to take over on the IT side while Volta makes a painting of what I just made. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
Hold on, I'm joining. I'm not there yet.
Oh, that's why I can't do it. Yes, and now I get to look through all these. Oh, yeah, Steven. Yeah, adding rum makes many things better. And I would, man, a big rum cocktail and a melon, that'd be cool.
Can you add me?
Oh, you're adding now. Okay. Add. There you go. Oh, you need to mute. And then.
What about now? Uh-oh. Where's it coming from?
It's coming from your phone.
Oh. Oh, yes, it is. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Oh, my gosh.
It's coming from the thing that I just added into the stream.
It's the rhubarb hands. I apologize. My rhubarb paws.
Look at that. Yes. IT Dan. I got it. I got it working this time. I'm a genius.
All right. So now on to the somewhat more fun part.
Somewhat more for you, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm going to talk to Steven about Jamaican rum in a minute, but you do your thing.
So we're going to start, this glass is going to be kind of like, they're not parallel lines, they're just like kind of tilted towards each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you probably need to talk into the microphone.
Just move a little bit, yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start by sketching out these two lines, and then you'll have another set of lines that kind of go towards each other. Like this, and then there's going to be like a slight curve at the bottom. So this is kind of more of an unusual shape of glass. If you're not a fan of like painting this particular shape, please, I encourage you to try a completely different shape. This is just what I'm using. I like to experiment with different shapes just to have some variety.
I'd say how irrational it would be for somebody to be irrationally angry at painting the shape of a glass, but I've seen people get upset about far more ridiculous things.
Yeah.
How dare you? This is not a margarita glass.
Well, like some shapes are just like, maybe I don't want to paint it like that, And that's the beauty of making art, is that you get to create whatever you want. Like, you are in control of this. All right, so here at the bottom, I just did like a little oval shape. And then at the top, I'm going to connect them with a slightly kind of curved line here. And then the rhubarb is just going to be like kind of like a ribbon shape. So it's going to be like a wavy line. And then another wavy line that kind of matches this one. So it almost looks like bacon, but it's not. And then we're just going to have like a couple of these extra like little lines, that's the skewer going through it. A little loop at the end and another line here, so it looks like it's positioned, the garnish is there. And that's pretty much it for the shape. Again, like if you like, I know for some people this shape could be a little like, if you're a beginner sketcher, like this is kind of an awkward shape for a glass. So you know, you can make it super simple and like just have it be like a Collins glass or something. Just keep it simple.
What are tips to make it symmetrical?
Symmetrical? I don't know.
Or is it just not a big deal? Like for me,
it's not a big deal. Yeah.
For me, those types of things like really put me off from painting because of the perfectionist.
When it's not perfect.
Yeah. Like for me to be like, I want both of those eyes to look the same.
Yeah. Well, because this is not a person and we don't have eyes, it's easy. Like you just don't care about it. No, I know, but I do know that
you're right though. That is actually what you need to do to enjoy making art.
But like, because I totally understand. I used to be perfectionist too. I mean, I still am in some areas, but like in terms of making art, I want to encourage people to let go of that. So like, just remember that you're like experimenting. Like whatever you're painting or sketching, it doesn't need to look exactly like the object, because if it did, then like might as well take a photo. You know, what's the difference? Like there's no of you in it. So that's why I like to encourage people to like experiment, like try a different shape, try a different color, like use a totally different color scheme than what I'm using. Please go crazy.
Make a blue Rhubarb-arita.
Yeah, make a blue Rhubarb-arita.
David very excitedly is saying rum and bacon. Yes. I agree. Although I years ago, when whiskey and bacon were just becoming a trend on the internet, I remember making a bacon fat washed bottle of Buffalo Trace, and it was delicious. Bacon and bourbon go well. Bacon and rum as well too. Smoky, fatty. Yes.
All right.
Make like Elsa and let it go.
All right. So I'm using just a little bit of opera pink to kind of paint, because you know in the rhubarb, like the outside of the skin is very like a dark pink. So I'm using opera pink here, and then oh Dan, can you give me that towel right there, so I can use it for my painting?
Which towel?
This towel, little towel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
The paint-covered towel.
The paint-covered towel, yes. So I'm using this little towel to wipe off my brush. And then I'm just going to use kind of like some of the color. Like I'm going to soften these two lines. And the result is going to be like this very light version. Like you almost like won't be able to see it. But it looks very, very like subtle. But that's kind of like the inside part of that rhubarb cross section. And then as far as like the inside of the glass, I decided to kind of not necessarily highlight, because Dan did use ice cubes, but I just want to keep it, you know, I'm kind of going off script here. I'm not including ice cubes.
This is wild.
Just so wild, yeah. But I added some water just so that my color has like a lot of room and kind of movement here. So that way, like you get this very soft kind of transition from like a more saturated to like a very, very light version of it towards the top. And you know, because I have some of these like lighter spots here, it almost like kind of gives you the impression that there are some ice cubes or some ice in this beverage. So it totally works. I just wanted to like show you like how sometimes like you can, you know, if you see an object and you want to paint it, but you could, you know, switch some things around like about it. Maybe you want to have it be a different color or a different shape. You can totally do that. And then for the outside of the glass, I'm just going to use, I have this very light blue. You could also lighten a darker blue, like just add a lot of water to it, or use a Payne's gray. That would work, or any like basically like a color that you could dilute with a lot of water, so it looks very light. Since we're representing glass here, so don't want it to be super dark so it doesn't overpower the sketch. I'm just adding a few little brush strokes here. And if you have something like this where it's like very pronounced, you can always like clean off your brush and then soften this a little bit.
David is asking if the color is opera pink.
Yes, the pink is opera pink. Thank you for asking. It's my favorite color. But it is diluted with water. Like it's a very light version of it. Otherwise, like opera pink on its own, it's gonna look like this. Like, yeah, like this is pretty much, which I love. But for this particular drink, it just wouldn't. It's like a neon pink. Just wouldn't look right. But actually, you know what? Maybe I'm going to
why
make
not?
it.
A little pink.
Why not? Like
Yeah.
maybe I want to change it up. Yeah, so I'm dropping most of the like color towards the bottom just because like when you see cocktail drinks, they're usually like more like the colors like kind of because the syrup or whatever falls towards the bottom, so it's much darker towards the bottom and lighter towards the top. So whatever colors that you're using, you could do that. And also with a clean brush, you can lift off like just a tiny area to kind of represent the light source. So there's like, you know, the light is hitting this object here, so it's a little bit lighter. So I'm like lifting off a highlight, but then this side is going to be a little bit darker. And then finally, I'm going to use some Payne's Gray to add a little cast shadow, and I'm just going to paint that around the base of the glass. So right now it looks pretty stuck, like it's very, very pronounced, but I'm going to clean up my brush and I'm going to come right here and just basically soften this line. So that way it looks like it's a diffused shadow and it's not like a kind of like very pronounced gray line, but it's more kind of spread out and looks more natural that way.
Thought if I added a little Beefeater pink, it would make it pinker, but it did not.
Oh, it didn't? And sometimes it may happen that your highlights that you're trying to lift off, like they will disappear because some of the area is still wet, it still has water, so like push it or like kind of get rid of it. In that case, just go back in and kind of like reinforce your highlight a couple more times. And you might even need to let it dry completely and then try it again. But I just wanted to give you that quick tip in case. Sometimes it does happen that you lift off a highlight and it like you look away and then you look back and it's like not there. So don't panic. It happens and it's gonna be okay. All right, yeah, I kind of like this one better than the first one because it's got like more pink and more vibrancy to it. But that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about watercolor supplies or any of the technique, I'm happy to share. Let's see. Oh, Dan, did you make it pink?
Yeah. Holy cow. For shots. Okay, shad and rhubarb pair excellently together. You try a sip of that.
What is shad and rhubarb?
The shad bitters, the Nolans.
Peyshad.
The shawl.
The chad. Oh wow, that's so good.
Yeah, isn't it?
And it makes it more pink, which we like.
Yes, more pink.
Yeah, it's very good. Highly recommend this. And especially right now that rhubarb is in season, I don't know how long. It'll probably be maybe a month before. Usually kind of like lasts a month.
Yeah, it's kind of like the month or two window between where all the bakeries and chefs and everybody took all the first batch of the season.
Yeah. Everyone's on Instagrams making rhubarb this or something.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Us plebeians can finally get the rhubarb.
Yeah.
So snatch it up while it's around.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I really hope you give this cocktail and rhubarb a try. It's super delicious. And even just like you can make it, you can just use rhubarb syrup and make like a soda, right? Like you could mix it with mineral water or like Topo Chico or something.
Club soda.
Club soda.
Topo Chico, any of those. Yeah, if you just take the syrup and club soda, you've got yourself a mocktail. You can add a little bit of herbs like tarragon or something like that, or basil while you're making the syrup. Kind of infuse a bit more flavor. That's gonna add the complexity that you need as you're adding club soda to it.
Okay. Cool.
But yes, that glass is symmetric.
All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you same time, same place next week here on.
Yes, I think we're going to be doing a raspberry clover club.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Depending on if we have raspberries.
Yeah, if we have raspberries.
It's a fun story to tell about why we have so many raspberries.
Thank you so much for joining. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Bye.